Oh, brilliant. Absolutely brilliant.
And that's out. Yes, it's all over this time. As India race into the pavilion with the Prudential Cup players.
It's 1983, and the West Indies have just lost a World Cup final for the first time. The shock result has shattered the serenity of world cricket.
One of the greatest upsets of so many years, but how thoroughly well deserved it's been.
This is the story of a tournament that transformed a team.
I think belief was the only thing was different between Indian team and the West Indies team, and that somehow, somewhere we start believing.
A tournament that transformed a sport.
It's a billion-dollar game, isn't it? It's a very different sort of game. And I guess 83 was pretty much a starting point for that.
A tournament that transformed a nation.
Except for India's independence, I can't remember anything. It brought so much of joy, so much of confidence in people, and also realized what game of cricket meant to this country.
Contemporary India is a land of contrasts, a land of 1 billion people and myriad languages, a land where extremes of poverty and wealth sit side by side, a land divided over politics and religion. But uniting the nation is the love for one game. From Mumbai to Mohali, Kolkata to Karnataka, Indians can be found playing cricket from dawn till dusk. And now, cricket in India has hit the jackpot. The Indian Premier League, a 2020 tournament, has attracted big names and big money. Cricket has become a heady cocktail of sport and entertainment. The English may have invented the game, and the Australians largely dominated it. But as the next generation come through, India is now cricket's financial heart. Yet there was a time when it was far from the centre of the sport.
His Majesty the King at Lord's, where he greets the All India 11 during their only test match to be played this year.
The English brought cricket to India in the 18th century, and though it grew in popularity among the elite, it was only with their test debut against England in 1932 that they emerged as a cricketing nation in their own right. They lost that match, and their record at Lord's would not get better with time. By 1983, this ground had hosted India 10 times.
Must be close, yes indeed.
Their record read no wins, 2 draws, 8 defeats.
Oh, bowling.
The home of cricket had become a cremation ground for Indian fortunes.
And that's it. No question about that.
Their catalogue of calamities was compounded in 1974 by the ignominy of being bowled out in just 77 minutes.
So it goes down in the record books as 42 all out, which is India's lowest score ever in a test match.
But by the 70s, the sport was changing. One-day cricket had established itself, and in 1975, the insurance company Prudential backed the inaugural World Cup, which brought the best teams in the world to England to compete head-to-head for the first time. With each side playing just 60 overs, matches could be wrapped up in a day with a winner as good as guaranteed. But as the rest of the cricketing world awoke to the possibilities of limited overs cricket, India seemed to be left asleep. In the first tournament, they were pummeled by England. With Dennis Amiss making a century, the home side posted a record 334 for 4, eclipsing the Indians by a mammoth 202 runs.
A great blow there by Chris Hill, not even bothering to run.
After 60 overs, incredibly, the Indians had managed to total only 132 runs and only lost 3 wickets in doing it. Well, it was a disappointing day for many of the Indian spectators who were here, They repeatedly came onto the field and personally remonstrated with Gavaskar, but the Indians fell down exceedingly badly on the job.
Come the second Prudential Cup in '79, and it was business as usual for the West Indies as they successfully retained the title. But it was disappointment as usual for India. They were taken apart by the defending champions and would go on to lose all 3 of their matches, including defeat at the hands of Sri Lanka, who were not even a test-playing nation. By 1983, India had registered just 1 win in the World Cup against inexperienced East Africa. Of the 40 one-day internationals they had played altogether, they had lost 28. Expectations surrounding them were understandably unoptimistic. But in March 1983, almost unnoticed, something unexpected happened. An Indian team under new captain Kapil Dev travelled to the Caribbean and inflicted a rare home defeat on the West Indies in a one-day match in Guyana.
They were the champion of one-day side and they played brilliant cricket one day, but that win gave us that yes, we can beat them, and I think that was the turning point in our confidence as far as one-day game is concerned.
True to form, India failed to win another match in the series, but that victory had taught them a small yet significant lesson.
Whatever we remember about West Indies during that period and previously, they are a great team, but they only crack is under pressure. Otherwise, they are the best without any doubt.
6 weeks after completing their tour of the Caribbean, the Indian team touched down in London. It was the 3rd World Cup, and once more, England would host the world's top 8 teams. For the tournament, these teams would be divided into 2 groups of 4. Within the groups, they would play each other twice, with the top 2 going through to the semi-finals. The West Indies were favourites to retain their title, and according to perceived wisdom, it would be Pakistan, Australia and England joining them in the semis. India's previous poor form made them 66-1 outsiders. But in just over 2 weeks, that established world order would show signs of cracking. In the north of England stands Manchester's Old Trafford Stadium, home of Lancashire County Cricket Club. Known equally for the quality of its cricketers as the unpredictability of its weather, it would host India's first match. And as luck would have it, their opponents were once again the West Indies.
We had played the best side for quite some time before the World Cup, and we were better prepared than any other side as such.
Put into bat on a damp pitch, India had Yashpal Sharma to thank, as his splendid 89 helped them to 262 for 8. Then the Indian bowlers got to work.
It was cloudy, it was muggy, and the ball started to swing around. It just kept swinging, because initially I found it difficult to control the ball. But then when I got my line together, I found it so easy, and we had them in trouble straight away.
Binny captured 3 wickets, and left-arm spinner Ravi Shastri mopped up the tail as the West Indies crumbled to 228. It was a major upset, the repercussions of which would be felt all the way to the final.
Losing that very first game was a bit of a shock, but at the same time it woke us up a bit, because we needed to come out of our complacency and to realize that, listen, this is a World Cup, this is a one-day tournament, which on any particular day a team can turn up, play better than you have been playing, whether you're the best team in the world or not, and you will get beat. And that sort of woke us up a bit.
I think beating West Indies was really, I think, morale boosting for the team as such, because then we thought, fine, we have won against the world champions, we have won against the strongest side, so there is a possibility then we can do a miracle in the World Cup.
A win against Zimbabwe in their second